Welcome to the Complete Sports Update. This is the show where the latest and trending stories in the world of sports are brought to you. I am Abib Kuranga, and joining me today is James Agboribi. Together, we shall be taking through the rounds as far as sporting stories in today's episode is concerned. Welcome to the show, James, and how are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Abib. It's a pleasure being on today's edition.
Absolutely. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria have advanced to the semifinals of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations following their victory against the defending champions as Senegal. Right here on Complete Sports Updates, we will review Coach Ali Zubai's victory against the young Teranga Lions of Senegal, as well as assessing the team ahead of their crucial semifinal tie against the Amajita of South Africa. So, James, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, what a way to actually make a statement in the competition by defeating the defending champions of the competition via penalty shootout. So, what say you about the Super Eagles of Nigeria in this particular encounter?
The Flying Eagles, you mean?
The Flying Eagles, rather. Thank you very much.
It was a very good one for the Flying Eagles. I think the number one target has been achieved. That's a ticket to the World Cup, which they've been able to do. And what better way to do it than to get it against the defending champions? Remember the last edition, the Flying Eagles lost to the same Senegalese side. But this kind of a revenge for them, So it was a very tight contest. I mean, the game would have gone either way, So I think it was befitting that the game was decided by penalty shootout, and luckily the goalkeeper of the Flying Eagles, Ebenezer Harcourt, he was the hero. His top two kicks, and the Flying Eagles converted all their kicks, So it's a good one, like I said. Now it's for them to go for the trophy. But the last time the Flying Eagles won this competition was in 2015. That was like, if I'm not, that was like 10 years ago.
Yes.
So the good one, like I said, the number one objective, the number one target has been achieved. So I think now they can relax and focus on the game against South Africa, which comes up on Thursday. So getting to this stage, I don't think they should be afraid of any team again. So for me, it's a good one for them, good one for the coach.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's definitely a good one for the coach, as the Flying Eagles have actually secured their tickets for the Under-20 World Cup in Chile. So, James, let's talk about the game that will be coming up on Thursday against South Africa. And, currently they will definitely be, pumped up in terms of confidence and all of that, that they've defeated the defending champions. And now against the Amajita, the young guys right there in South Africa. So, what are your thoughts about this game between these two sides?
Well, it's going to be a tight contest. Both teams will go into the tie, knowing that they've done the needful by qualifying for the World Cup. Now the focus is winning the tournament. Like the Flying Eagles, they are the most successful team in the history of the Under-20 AFCON with 7 titles. South Africa have never won it before, so they want to go further. And I don't even think they've ever played in the final before. So for me, the Flying Eagles, I think they are pumped up, just like what you said. I think their focus now is how to win this tournament. So against South Africa, they had a very tough encounter against the Democratic Republic of Congo. They had to wait till the extra time before they got the goal. So it's going to be a tight contest. Both teams, they've met in the past in this same competition. I remember 2009, I think the South African defeated the Flying Eagles in the group stage. And the Flying Eagles now won the third place match. I think that was what happened in the 2009 edition, I think in Rwanda. So let's expect a very tough encounter. It's going to be very tough. And let's see how things pans out. The South Africans are going for their first ever title. The Flying Eagles are looking to make it 8, the record extending 8 Under-20 AFCON. So let's just see what happens.
Let's just see what happens. So, James, just over a year ago, the Super Eagles of Nigeria actually played this same South African side, not the younger ones, the Bafana in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in the semifinals. And the Super Eagles actually defeated them via penalties. So, do you think history can actually repeat itself in this particular age grade tournament, or do you think there will be some sort of an otherwise result?
Well, that semi-final clash in the last AFCON is going to play in the mind of the players, because we all knew how tense, how difficult that game was in Cote d'Ivoire, which the Super Eagles eventually won. So the South Africans, because when it comes to head-to-head, Nigeria, South Africa, Nigeria will have this edge over them. It's always so, but in recent times they've stepped up. They've made it so difficult for any Nigerian team, even the female team. One of the days when the Super Eagles or maybe the Flying Eagles, even the Super Falcons want to play against the South African team, I mean, you always want to give it to the Nigerian side, but I think the gap has really closed now.
Definitely.
So come to on Thursday, I think it's going to be a very, very tough encounter. The South Africans they want to give their all. They want to, the fact that they've qualified for the World Cup. I mean, the pressure is off, but you want to win the competition now. So it's going to be very difficult to call this one, but let's see how things pans out.
Who is going to win? Let me put you.
One thing I've come to realize about this Flying Eagles team is they are a very difficult side to play against. They've not considered, out of the 4 games they've played, they've not considered in 3 games. It goes to show you that they're very tight in it, very, very difficult to break down. So, but one problem I have with them is the inability to create a lot of scoring chances. So I won't be surprised if it's going to go into penalties. But I want to see. I think the Flying Eagles might just edge this one.
Yeah, thank God that James finally made a prediction, because I was actually waiting for just say this. But here you are. Yes, James actually predicted that the Flying Eagles of Nigeria to scale through to the final of the competition. So over to Europe. Let's talk about a particular team that is about to make a major transition in management. Talking about Real Madrid, with the most successful manager in their history, Carlo Ancelotti, actually will be leaving at the end of the season, and former Los Blancos midfielder Xabi Alonso will actually take over as the manager of the team. So with Ancelotti leaving and with Xabi Alonso coming in, there is actually a huge experience gap between these two managers, with Ancelotti becoming the manager with the Brazil national team. Do you think it will somewhat be difficult for Xabi Alonso to actually take this Real Madrid to a particular place that they've actually been before this season?
Habib, he's going to feel. I think where he's stepping into is going to be is a very big shoe that he's about to step into. Carlo Ancelotti is one of the topmost coaches around now, and he's not going to be easy replacing such a coach, because he has won it all with Madrid. Is it the La Liga title? Is it the Champions League, the Club World Cup? He has won everything. So for somebody like Xabi, there's no confirmation yet, but I mean, it's one of the worst kept secrets out there. So he knows that it's going to be a very big task, and coaching Madrid, it doesn't come easy. I mean, even Ancelotti, with all the success that he was able to get with the team, you still find fans criticizing him. There are those who want him out, because they feel this season has been a disaster for them. So for me, Xabi, he knows what he's getting into, because he has played in the club before. He won the Champions League with them, so he knows what Madrid is about. The expectation is very high. The one is you must win every season. So I believe with his performance at Bayern Leverkusen, I think that will kind of give him that how will I put it now? That confidence going into and though Madrid and Leverkusen, they are not at par, they are not
at all.
It's a big gap between the two teams. So let's just see how things pans out, and then hope he'll be able to do something for the team. And if Ancelotti going to Brazil, it has never happened before in the history of Brazilian football that a foreign coach come in and handle the national team, the most successful team in world football in terms of the World Cup, 5 titles. It goes to show that I don't know. I mean, it doesn't speak well of the Brazilian national team coaches. For if the Football Federation can go outside of South America, go straight to Europe and get
considering the fact that they've
yeah.
actually been
Yeah,
appointing
exactly. You know,
managers
so it
from
goes to show that I mean the coaches need to step up because I mean it has. I don't think the German national team have ever hired a foreign coach before. I don't think the Italian. I've never heard of the Italians, even the Argentines. Argentina, who's when they are top rivals, I don't think they've ever done that. Brazil have broken that. What I call it, you know. But you know that the person that is coming in, it's worth it. You know. So, but I mean. I think this goes to show to the Brazilian coaches they just have to step up. Yeah. So for me that's just it. For me it doesn't really look good for a big country like Brazil.
So as illustrious as Real Madrid and Brazil are, you would definitely want them to win every now and then. But you know, football, anything can happen. Results can go either ways. But we wish both Real Madrid as well as the Seleção of Brazil the very best as far as their major appointments in management is concerned. So thank you very much, James, for the wonderful and insightful analysis as always on Complete Sports Update.
Thank you very much, Abid.
Yeah, so viewers, this is where we're wrapping things up as far as proceedings in today's episode is concerned. Do take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.